And then people came along and said, hey, you know, I want to be able to trade in dollar values instead of you know, telling it how many shares. And then that makes sense. You know, if you're trading a $50 stock and a $10 stock, you know, maybe you don't want to buy the same amount of shares. So you base it on a dollar value. Then the bottom block there, you know, we evolved a little further, and they said, you know what, I want to trade in percents. You know, I see a common one is like 5% of my account balance, of my buying power actually. So that's just basically what you're saying is I want to be able to buy 20 lots of stock because, you know, 5%, 5 times 20 is 100. So that's those are the different options that you have for selecting how many shares the thing's going to trade.
It's really easy to set up, and it's all point and click. It's really easy to use. Once you start using the auto trader and getting in and playing around, it just becomes really easy.
Nick here didn't know anything when I met him almost 2 years ago. He knew nothing about the stock market at all. So he was a great pupil, a great student because he wasn't already brain damaged, is what I always say. I didn't have to untrain him on anything, and I could just say, hey, this is how things work, you know, and he was right there. You know, a lot of people though, you know, some people say, oh, I never asked the losers and stuff, and it's, you know, so then I have to deprogram the guy, you know, so hopefully you guys aren't too far gone. I'll try to help you.
So then let's go into the next column here, maximum symbols to purchase. So right here we just tell the robotic trader how many stocks we want to trade. So since this one is set up to just trade Bank of America, we're just trading one stock. But if you wanted to trade 5 stocks or 10 stocks or 100 stocks, you just select whatever you want, and the robotic trader will know that you are telling it that it can trade up to that many different stocks.
So if you have this thing set to 5, maximum symbols to purchase is 5, and even though you had 20 stocks in your watch list, if you already have 5 open positions, it's not going to open a 6th one until you close one.
All right. So next thing I'd like to touch on is there are so many safety features built into the system designed to protect you. So, you know, everyone has been through the school of hard knocks around here, so there's all kinds of features that have been added to protect you, like the max bid-ask range. So that's set at 2 cents. So it won't open up any positions where it has a bid-ask spread that's way out of line or way out of whack.
You know what's interesting about that particular feature? Why would I even create a feature like that when you could easily add that rule yourself? You could have built that rule yourself using the rules. What I noticed early on, all the way back in 2005, was most people weren't creating any rule to look at the bid-ask spread. And I felt like, you know what, that's a real big one there, you know. If you're ignoring the bid-ask spread, I mean, you know, you're going to get killed, you know. Sometime, eventually, you're going to get it. You know, you're going to end up going into a position with a real big spread, and then you're going to, you know, be down that much, and you got to dig yourself out of the hole. You know, so I just felt like that's kind of a common thing that really needs to be in every strategy. So I just kind of separated it from the rules and just put it up here.
All right. So down below here, let's touch on these real quick, and we'll move ahead to the next one. Start closing all positions at this time each day. If you wanted to day trade, all you have to do is check this box, and you can run your strategy, and then the system will know to close out all your positions at whatever time you choose each day. If you want to just trade for the first 2 hours of the market, you can do that. If you want to trade, you know, from 10 o'clock to, you know, 11:30, you can do that. If you want it to run all day and shut off or close all your positions at the end of the day, you can do that. So whatever you want to do, you can do that there. It's very easy to use. Now down below here, close open positions that have made this much profit. This is set at 3:50 p.m. Anything up more than $150, the robotic trader knows to go ahead and send the market order and close that position. So that's set there. But you can set that for whatever you want. If you're happy with 50 bucks or 20 bucks or 200 bucks, you can set that for whatever you want to. So it's really easy to use. It's just point and click.
I personally don't let any winner carry overnight. I'm not gambling. To me, the stock market's not a crapshoot. So I don't leave any money on the table, you know, and a lot of people would say, well, you know, well, what if it goes up tomorrow? Who cares? That's tomorrow. We don't know what's going to happen. But if you found $150 on the ground and you would pick it up, then there's no difference here. You just you found it. Now grab it.
So, one thing to touch on is, you're going to be able to select a strategy, and all of this is going to be done for you. But we just wanted to kind of walk through it so that if you want to make changes and so forth, you can.
You did skip this middle one here. Close open positions that have reached their goal at 345. Now, what that means is, remember what I told you earlier, if a position has reached its goal, we don't close it, right? We're waiting for a pullback in the price. Well, what was happening years ago, we observed that a lot of times the stock didn't pull back at the end of the day. So we ended up staying in the position even though we had reached its goal. Because the bottom one here, that $150 one, that bottom one, that one didn't exist either 5, 6 years ago. That actually, we created that. I added that feature just, I think, last year. So that middle one there, close open positions that have reached their goal at 345, that just says, hey, when 345 comes around, don't wait for the pullback anymore. Just give me the money.
So one more thing I'd like to emphasize real quick is when you subscribe, if you haven't already, all you need to do is download the software, and then you can give the corporate office a call, and our technical support team will go ahead and get it all set up for you. So they'll go ahead and set it up for you and walk you through a few things, and you're gonna learn very quickly. But it'll all be set up, and it'll be all fully automated, and it'll be really easy for you to use.
Wait, go back to tab 1 real fast.
Okay.
See that verify start stop times? You got to click
yeah.
that.
So if you ever want to check your times just to make sure that they're all correct, you can check that or click that button, and it's going to show you all times appear to be okay, or it will tell you, which times are off, and you just need to adjust them.
Right, because sometimes there's overlap. When we're dealing with international times and everything, the AMs and the PMs. When you're typing in the times, you may have accidentally left AM on the open and AM on the close. The auto, that little check there will tell you that, hey, that time is not right.
All right. So the next tab here is the watch list rules. So for this particular strategy, we just wanted to trade one stock. So we put it in here, my portfolio, entered Bank of America, and went ahead and we entered that and clicked verify symbol. And then what happens is it goes over to our watch list.
Well, and it didn't go there until you check that box down there that says add my portfolio to the watch list.
Right. So we check the box there, and it ends up going over to my watch list. Now the robotic trader knows that's the one we want to
Now, by
trade.
checking that first one, all you did was put it in the watch list along with the symbols that the strategy picked based on the rules. It would have added more symbols. Look at uncheck that bottom one for a second. Use my portfolio or symbol files only. Watch what happens when you uncheck that. More symbols came in. See on the upper right, more symbols came in because of these rules here. But in this case, you want to ignore the rules because he only wants to trade that one stock, and he really didn't want to delete all of his rules. So he puts that one symbol in here and then goes down here and says use my portfolio or symbol files only. So check that, and it forgets the rules and it only puts that one symbol in there.
So
are you going to talk about symbol files at all?
So I wasn't going to cover that tonight.
Well, symbol files is just, you have the ability to also have like a file on your computer with a list of symbols in it, and you can tell the auto trader, hey, get my symbols from that file. So there's all different ways of getting symbols into the system.
Okay, so what I'm going to do now is click over to the next tab. And remember, you're going to select a strategy to simulate to start, and they're already created. So you can start simulating right away to get familiar with the trader and how it works. And if you want to modify a strategy or change anything, you can just call technical support. It's real easy, and they'll just show you how to do it. Once you see how to do it once, you won't need to again, but you're more than welcome to call again if you'd like. So the Open Position Rules tab is tab number 3. If you notice here in the middle section, there aren't any rules. So the gentleman, the robotic trader that's running this one, we're not using any rules in this one. So what we're saying is go ahead and open up a position. So we're more interested in what's going to happen after we open that position. So one of a couple of things are going to happen. One, it's either going to go up and we're going to take profit, or two, it's going to go down and we're going to add to the position. I'm going to cover in the next trainings these rules and how to build rules and create rules and narrow 8,000 stocks down to a handful using this very powerful tool. But we're going to skip over that for right now. So that'll be the next class. So I'm going to go ahead and click over to the next tab, which is the add to position rule. So this is the really important one here. So what we're saying here is if Bank of America drops 20 cents, we're going to add another lot. So if it goes down 20 cents, we're going to add another position. So what we're doing is trading a range between about $10 and about $7.